Good morning, friends, and welcome back to the channel. It's always beautiful to have you here anytime we make time to discuss our concepts in science. Today, we are going to discuss, and from now and for some weeks, we'll discuss about pharmaceutical microbiology. The field of pharmaceutical microbiology. What is it about, and what is the usefulness of this field to science in general? Now, when it comes to the field of pharmaceutical microbiology, we are looking at the role that microbiologists play in the pharmaceutical industry. We know that in the pharmaceutical industry, the industry produces antibiotics, it produces vaccines, it produces injections, it produces all sorts of potent medication that are used to treat infection, used to treat diseases and different kinds of ailments. So the question or the key role here is, or the key question here is, what is the role of the microbiologist in the pharmaceutical industry? And that role that the microbiologist plays in the pharmaceutical industry embodies all that we discuss about when we talk about pharmaceutical microbiology. So you see that there are many different things to discuss in pharmaceutical microbiology. One of the things that the microbiologist is interested in is in the prevention of contamination. When you're producing vaccines, you're producing antibiotics, you're producing medications, you're producing them with a very high level of purity, with very, very limited levels of microbial contamination, and sometimes with zero levels of microbial contamination. So the first role that the microbiologist wants to play in the field of pharmaceuticals is to ensure that you have almost zero contamination of microorganisms within these products. You also want to evaluate some of the products, especially the antimicrobial agents. So the microbiologist, if an antibiotic is produced, if an antimicrobial agent is produced, the microbiologist has the role of evaluating this agent to check for its efficacy. How good is it at the work that it is supposed to do? Is it able to actually combat this bacteria? Is it able to slow down their rate of growth? Or is it able to destroy this bacteria in totality? This is some of the roles that microbiologists can play. Then, development of different products. Vaccines, for an example, vaccines are preparations, that help to induce immune response in human beings within the immune system of human beings. So microbiologists are interested in the production of vaccines. There are many different types of vaccines, and they are produced in very many different ways. So the knowledge of microbiology, the knowledge of microorganisms is critical in the production of different kinds of vaccines. Microbiologists want to ensure sterility. They want to ensure that the product is sterile and that the product has quality. So many times when you think of pharmaceutical microbiology, you think of it as a bridge. It's a bridge between many disciplines. You want to have knowledge of pharmacy, of pharmaceuticals, you want to have knowledge of biotechnology, you want to have knowledge of microbiology, and then at the middle of all of this knowledge is the production of different kinds of pharmaceutical agents for different and varied kinds of reasons and diseases. So microbiologists are placed very well in this ecosystem, and they have quite a number of roles to do. Now, to finish up this video, because this is just an introductory video, you find out that you have things like sterility assurance, quality assurance. You have what you call microbial limit testing. So the microbiologist is interested in determining how much of the microorganisms are allowed within a particular pharmaceutical product, and how do we limit their growth? What are the agents that can be added? What are the preservatives? What can be added to our preparations to ensure that you do not have microbial growth in products or in areas where you don't want them to grow? You have things like your MIC and MBC, minimum inhibitory concentration, minimum bactericidal concentration. These are important aspects of what the microbiologist is going to do within the field of pharmaceuticals and pharmaceutical microbiology. So we'll continue this series where we'll be discussing majorly our role as microbiologists in this field of pharmacy and pharmaceutical microbiology and the production of pharmaceuticals. Thank you for listening, and remember to smash a like, subscribe, and make sure that you're following us on this journey. Cheers and have a wonderful day.